Whenever a book comes across my desk, I always ask the question, why? Why was this book written? And I would suspect readers will be asking the same question that I've asked about many books, why this book? And I'd like to try to answer that just very personally. One reason it grew in my life and heart to have this book was because I'd been teaching Presbyterian history in Africa at many different colleges, and I was wanting to find a work that would be accessible and would be really continental, that it would be representative of all of Africa, not just one region. And so I thought, if we had a text that was a survey, we could really gain a beautiful picture to start comparing the work of missions from Cape Town right through to Cairo, from across to Mauritius over to the Banana Islands off the coast of Sierra Leone. And so it was out of that desire to see a survey and to be able to be something accessible for students, for colleges, and for others to read that this project really grew. And I must say it also grew out of my own passion. I love African church history. I love African Presbyterian history. There are some wonderful narratives here. There are great lessons to learn. And I think in the end, it is a delight. It's humbling, it's inspiring, and I hope and pray that it will also bring honor to his church and glory to the Lord.
My initial involvement in this project began when I was asked to serve as the project administrator. And that work has involved not only corresponding with the various writers, there are about 40 writers between the two volumes, but also corresponding with librarians and archivists, and in some cases, family members themselves of people that are written about. Then when I saw an initial draft of the table of contents, I realized there were some areas in that table of contents that I had particular interest in myself, and so I also joined the project as a writer. One chapter that I contributed on is on the development of African Presbyterian sung praise, looking at early psalters, early hymnals, and the work that was done in so many languages across Africa, from Arabic up in Egypt, over to West Africa, some of the West African languages such as Ewe and Twi, the Benga language in equatorial West Africa, over to East Africa and Kikuyu and Swahili and many of the languages in that region, and down into Southern Africa, Shona, Xhosa, Zulu, so many languages where there are hymnals and psalters that could be examined. My prayer for this project is that it will encourage us to read about how God used imperfect people to accomplish his perfect will across this continent. And I also pray that as we look at the various chapters, the various themes, the various individuals, that we will see how God is fulfilling his promise of bringing the nations to himself. That theme of that second prayer is a theme that was written about by Tio Soga, the first Black Presbyterian ordained minister in Africa. And he was writing, praying that God would do just that, fulfill his promise to the nations. Lisa lisi tingalako tikongko ziyeng yaniso zon kirenga zon kizizwe mazizuze usindiso. Fulfill your promise, faithful God. All races, all nations must be saved.